Mario Kart Tour is a mixed bag. Let me explain. So as someone who loves almost everything Mario related and grew up playing all of the games, when I found out that they were making a mobile game for Mario dedicated entirely around Mario Kart, I was feeling mixed emotions. On one hand, I love Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 is one of my favorite games of all time. On the other hand, I had a mediocre experience with another Mario mobile game, Super Mario Run. I mean, it was a side-scrolling platform mobile game about Mario. What's not to love? Everything else. There was so much going on, it took actual effort to understand those things, and there were so many collectibles that you had to get in order to do anything else that made no sense. You are not Clash of Clans Mario Run. You do not need to be doing that kind of stuff. And also, the controls were kind of difficult to use. So yeah, I wasn't ecstatic for this game, but I had hopes for it. Was it as bad as I figured it would be? No. Was it as good as I hoped it would be? Also no. Okay, you might have heard about this first point from other people, but this is my take on it. The controls. Now, for the most part, the controls are fine, but man, they can be very inconsistent and obnoxious sometimes. Like with the rocket start function. Apparently, if you hold down your finger after the number 2 on the countdown, then you will get like a sudden boost of speed at the beginning. Well, I noticed that during my playthrough of the game, occasionally the game just decided to not let me do this and just like my car broke down like that guy from the Phantom Menace. Okay, like I feel like I might be kind of unfair because I'm still not positive whether this is just from my incompetence or the game being a but still representative of how difficult the controls can be. My other big problem with this game is the amount of in-app purchases. Sure, it's not like some obnoxious mobile games where you have to pay $7 in order to play anything beyond the first couple of levels, but for a Mario game, you wouldn't expect to pay to play as Mario. There are a couple of small criticisms you could level at this game, and inconsistencies with the other Mario Kart games, like how the geysers don't destroy your car and just give you a boost. But really, those only bother Uber Mario fans, which I'm not really. I mean, I'm a Mario fan, but it's low on my list of fandoms, so this kind of stuff really doesn't bother me that much, so I don't really know why I'm including it here, but okay. Now we will talk about the mixed aspects of this game. Okay, really the only thing I want to talk about in this section is not really exciting. It's just how most of the tracks are reused from previous Mario games. This bugs me, partially because this indicates a slight lack of originality on Nintendo's part. Like, what, Nintendo? You can't be bothered to make new tracks? Is that really super hard for you? What the frick? But the fact is that I really do enjoy all of the tracks they use, and so, like, I can't be too mad about that. So, yeah, that concludes the mix section. Excitement. Now we're going to talk about the good parts. One of my favorite parts of this game is just the amount of nerd pandering they were able to cram into this game without making it seem pretentious. That's actually really hard to do, and this is like where most movies and video games tend to fall really flat. They had tracks from previous games, locations from previous games that have been turned into new tracks, characters from previous games, cool new mechanics and power-ups, constant references that are actually quite well hidden and don't really distract from the gameplay. Like, that's just like really hard to do in pretty much any piece of media, and so they were able to pull it off flawlessly. Like, it almost kind of feels wrong to call this a Mario game. This is more like a Mario tribute game. Some of the other positives I have with this game are the graphics. For a mobile game, this looks surprisingly good. I mean, the Koopa Troopas look kind of weird, but that's just by design. Another thing I really liked about this game was just how fun it was to actually play it, which is pretty much the most important factor of any game, period. Like, well, I understand that this is just my opinion, but anyway, moving on. Despite the fact that I'm crap at them, I actually really like to play racing games. They're really fun in my opinion. That's part of what I love about Mario Kart in general. This is the first one I've ever had on mobile, which is actually significantly easier for me to play. I especially like multiplayer games like this, where like where you know that like you actually took down a real life person instead of just like a bot. And it's like empowering for me. Every time I know I beat real life players at something I thought I was bad at. I know this is one of my more subjective points, but still a reason I like this game, so you can frickin' deal with it. I'm not gonna put that in. So I guess the final verdict was that Mario Kart Tour was a really good Mario Kart game, but not a very good mobile game. It honestly would have worked better as a console game, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of this game even existing, so I guess I'm cool with that. The background footage that I used in this video comes from a Let's Play series that I did on my second channel that I implore all of you to go check out. So now that the review is over, it's time for an end segment. So I've noticed that it's recently been kind of a trend lately for my end segments to just be me doing weird crap. Today we're going to break that trend by doing some weirder crap. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy. I mean, it's technically Mario related. Actually, no, not anymore. Certain circumstances had to make that change, so just watch it. So, I was originally going to do this with my Super Mario Odyssey cartridge, but, I couldn't find the box I was in, so instead I'm doing this with my Lego Incredibles cartridge. Yes, I will be licking a Nintendo Switch cartridge. Someone told me that this was a bad idea, so I'm doing it and filming it for the entire world to see, including my mom. Please don't disown me. Actually, no, that would be fine. I wouldn't understand if my child did something like this. Tastes like rotten eggs. Okay. That was not smart. That was not smart. I have had better ideas in my life. So, that was disgusting. Moving on. Oh wait, the camera fell a little bit. As I said in the end segment, I've had better ideas.